The Singapore government is likely to change its policy on not allowing nurses to wear a tudung or headscarf. Home Affairs and Law Minister Shanmugam has revealed that closed-door discussions are ongoing, and this was disclosed to senior religious leaders 6 months ago. During this evening's open dialogue with the Religious Rehabilitation Group, Mr. Shanmugam was asked about the subject, which was also brought up earlier in Parliament.
Ministers Masagos and Maliki spoke about this in Parliament. Minister Masagos said government empathized with the nurses who want to wear the tudung, and that these issues are being discussed with the community as well as others behind closed doors. And that is true. Discussions are going on. Ustaz, I met you, Pergas officers, Ustaz Ali and Ustaz Pasuni in this room, 31st of August last year. 6 months ago, we were sitting at that table having lunch. So in this same mosque. And you asked me about nurses wearing tudung. And I told you very frankly, we can see good reasons why nurses should be allowed to wear tudung if they choose to do so. And I said this was being discussed internally. And after that, our view, there is likely to be a change. And we are also consulting with the community before we make a change. That is the government's position. We also have discussed with MUIS, taken into account the views given by MUIS, which have been very helpful.
Mr. Shanmugam shared that during that discussion last August, they spoke on how women wear tudung in many government departments, as well as in the healthcare sector.
I also said if you only look at that one point, nurses wearing a tudung, it would not be an issue. The rules would have been changed long ago. But it was connected to other factors, so we had to make careful considerations. I explained what I meant. In private, we had to weigh the different considerations against each other, reach a judgment, and we spoke frankly behind closed doors.
He added that the government had always held private talks with community leaders on sensitive and difficult issues such as terrorism, religious matters, and the wearing of the tudung. But in the public space, these matters have to be approached carefully.
In public, we are careful about how all of this is discussed. So on tudung, Minister Mas said in Parliament, government is empathetic. The matter is being discussed. So what does he mean when he says government is empathetic? It is that we understand the feelings of those who wish nurses to be allowed to wear the tudung. It is to signal flexibility. He didn't say no. Unfortunately, lots of misunderstanding about what the Ministers Mas and Maliki have said. The clearest indication of our position is what I said to you 6 months ago. Minister Mas and I were stating government's position, but because he was speaking in Parliament, in public, he had to be more general. Whereas I could be more direct with you in private.
Well, Mr. Shanmugam says discussions with the community will take a few more months and the government will announce its decision after talks conclude. Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong will also be meeting with community leaders.